wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on sports.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. He is your host, Mr. MP80Baby.
That's your host right there, Mr. GPG.
And welcome to
our Take on Sports.
On this podcast, man, we keep you in tune with all the latest information in the sports world. We never waste no time on this show. We sure ain't going to do it right now. We're going to dive right into the NFL, man, the big NFL talk for the week. We had the Thursday night game jump off this week, man. We had the LA Rams beating the San Francisco 49ers 12-6 in a rainy, sloppy field goal kicking contest. Did you happen to check that game out, MP?
I mean, I'm sure the world, it was on prime time. So, you know, pretty much everybody who football fans kind of watched it at least until halftime. Like you said, it was a sloppy game. You expect more, but I mean, you got what you got. Defense was what it was, 12-6. The Rams got out of there with one, and they really needed it. I mean, they just took what took control of their division, I believe, with their win. So that was a big win for them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, with Seahawks taking that loss, you know, to my Packers, man, I think that put them in first place in that division, man. So you definitely, I've been talking about it, man, you know, for weeks, you know, that you better watch out for them Rams, man. And they coming right now. They're healthy. Their passing game is on point. Kyron Williams is running the ball real well. The LA Rams is a team that you got to watch out for, man. But we cannot talk about this game without talking about the topic of the week. We got to talk about Mr. Devondre Campbell. Now, Mr. Devondre Campbell just completely walked out on his teammates. MP, did you see what this man did to his boys, man?
Yeah, I mean, that's poor sportsmanship. I mean, what other word can we use? I mean, I can't believe that you're getting paid the type of dollars that you're getting paid and you just can't play. Like, that's all you got to do is play on Sunday, Thursday, Monday, whatever it is. Like, what's the problem? You kind of let your team down, and the morale, I can only sense what that locker room was like.
Devondre Campbell used to play for my Packers. He was a middle linebacker for us for a few years, and I really liked him when he played over there. But at the tail end of his career in Green Bay, he started slipping, man, and he wasn't playing nearly as well. So the San Francisco 49ers picked him up, and the only reason why they picked him up, we know the reason, is because of the injury that Dre Greenlaw suffered in the Super Bowl, what teared his Achilles. Now, when Greenlaw get healthy, what did you expect to happen, man? Did you expect to keep your job? I mean, this is stupid. You know that your role is limited. You know, you're there for, you know, the time being. You're only there until Greenlaw get healthy, and this is what you do. As soon as Greenlaw get healthy, then you want to throw a little fit and run out the field and just leave your boys hanging when they needed you. Greenlaw suffered another injury a little bit later on in that game, couldn't come back in. So they're going to turn to you, and you're going to tell your coach, I don't feel like playing. Man, please. They did end up suspending the man 3 games, basically for the rest of the season, because they're not going to make the playoffs, and I don't expect them to be on that roster. If it was you, MP, would you have cut him right away, or would you have suspended him the 3 games that they did?
Well, they cut him until the end of the season. So, I mean, you know, I wouldn't have cut him, but I definitely, the suspension, I would have suspended him first and just see what his attitude is like, see, you know what I'm saying, maybe give him a fine and then go from there. He's a good player, I just couldn't see you just cutting them. But they definitely need to get to the bottom of what the problem is, if it's personal or if it's, management. It's something in between, but that's ugly.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. I think the reason why they probably didn't do it right away is because of probably some incentives. If you cut him now, then he still gets all of his money or something like that. I think I heard him say something like that. So if you keep him on the roster, then you can not pay him. So I think they're basically trying not to give him this money, man. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to give this man another dime if you walked out on my teammates and you walked out on me and my teammates. I ain't got nothing.
That reminds me of when Antonio Brown did what he did, his stunt. So
there you go. Same incident, basically, and this man, except he starts stripping on the field. He starts taking his clothes off before he even got to the locker room. Right. So Antonio Brown, boy, that's just a wild boy, man.
Boy,
yeah. We'll move on, man. Good luck to the Rams in the future, man. They got some battles coming up. We'll see what the end of the season brings them and if they're going to end up making it to the playoffs. We will move on because we did have some more exciting games. My Green Bay Packers beat the Seattle Seahawks 30-13. Now, my boy Jordan Love went 20 of 27 for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs had 26 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown, set the tone to start the game. Man, what did you think about my boys, man? What you think about them boys?
Man, Jordan Love again doing his thing. I love the 2 touchdowns he threw to beat the Seahawks. This was definitely a statement game. And, you guys, you got to win. The way you guys' division is, you got to win. You got to win. You got to win. And, Jordan Love is doing his thing. The defense is looking like they stepping up. So big ups to you guys, man. I told you last season that I felt like you guys were the scariest team in the NFC. And you guys have proven that, of course, you got a couple losses here and there. But overall, man, you guys are playing the thick right there with Minnesota and Detroit.
I like the way we're playing right now, MP. I like the way my defense is taking the ball away, man. We got 2 more the other day from them. Got 2 interceptions off of Geno, I'm loving the way them boys are flying around, man. They playing much better defense than they played last year and the last couple of years when Aaron Rodgers was over there. The defense has really stepped up, man. And the offense, what can I say about the weapons we got, man? Christian Watson is a big play guy down the field, man. Great hands. Romeo Dobbs come back, man. 2 touchdown passes, receptions. So you see, I wish we had had him last week when we played Detroit. Injuries happen. He had a concussion. I'm just glad my man is healthy right now. Go Pack, go.
Speaking on that, that injury with Geno Smith, that knee, what you think about that? Do you think that was kind of a messed up play, or what you think?
No. I listened to the referees. I listened to the officials that was, that report from wherever they report. I think it's New York or whatever. But they said that was a clean play. They said it was a clean play. They said the guy jumped up, he was off his feet. So that was a clean play. It was an unfortunate injury that Geno took. I hate that for him, you know what I mean? Hopefully he can come back and lead that team. But that wasn't a dirty play. That was by Enagbare, man. So it happened. Injuries are a part of the game. But no, I don't think that was a dirty play. I don't think it impacted the game either because we were already up 20-7 in the third quarter when that injury happened. So we were already in control of the game. So when Geno went down. So, but we'll move on, man, because we did have some other games, man. We ain't gonna elaborate on all of them. We'll elaborate on some of them. The Ravens beat the Giants 35-14. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdown passes, 21-25, 290 yards. He did his thing, but he's supposed to. He's playing the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? So you did what you're supposed to do, Lamar. The Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. Cowboys beat the Panthers 30-14. And the Commanders beat the Saints 20-19. Now, I want to get your take on them Commanders, my man. MP, will the Commanders find a way to take control of that NFC East from the Philadelphia Eagles?
Man, you know, they looking strong, but I don't think they got enough fight power to get that division. They down, 3 games. They would have to win out, and Philly would have to pretty much, start losing. They looking like they trying to get something going. They made a statement game. Philly had a statement game and all that. Hurts came out and said what he said, but I don't think they have enough time to get that division. But clinching the playoffs, yeah, most definitely.
I watched that boy Jaden Daniels run around, man, and throw the ball down the field and be dangerous with his legs. Brian Robinson, that boy is a runner over there, man, that running back. And Scary Terry McLaurin, oh my goodness. This boy, when they call him Scary Terry, that's a good nickname for him, man. That boy is scary on that field, man. He really is. He just make plays after plays after plays, man. And when Jaden Daniels got a weapon like that he can rely on, the Washington Commanders could do something. But I got to agree with you. I can't discount what Philly's doing over there. I don't see Philly losing that division. They can do whatever they want. They can run, they can pass. And like you said, they got a nice cushion on that division. I don't see Philly tanking these last 3 games and falling off. So I think they'll probably make it into the playoffs, but I don't see them winning that division. That's for sure. We'll move on, man, because we did have a few more games. The Bengals beat the Titans 37-27, and the Chiefs beat the Browns 21-7. Now, I know you saw that game, MP. The world saw that game, man. Tell me, what you think about that Mahomes injury, man?
Man, I believe they playing it down right now, but I believe they need to take precaution. You already got the number 1 seed pretty much kind of locked up. So I definitely wouldn't play him this next game. I would hold him out. It was a freak accident. I mean, he was having a good game up until he had that ankle injury. So, I mean, the x-rays came back negative. So, I don't know. I mean, what would you do? I mean, I would sit my star player for at least a game just to, kind of make sure it's not sore. Once you sprain your ankle and all that, especially a high ankle, it get more tender once you relax. You don't have a day off or 2, the swelling kind of sets in and all that. So I don't know. I would kind of sit him just to make sure he's all right. I hate for you to get into the playoffs and lose at home because Mahomes is scrambling and can't scramble.
I agree with you. I think Mahomes' health is way more important than home field advantage, especially since last year they proved that they can go on the road and win anywhere and get to the Super Bowl. They just did it last year when they went to Baltimore and beat the number 1 seed then. So they can go on the road. You have to have Patrick Mahomes healthy or else you're not going to three-peat like you really want to. Without Patrick Mahomes, everybody in the world knows that Kansas City's done. I mean, they're already looking kind of suspect the way they've been winning their games. They've been winning, but it ain't been really impressive. Right. They've been kind of skating by and getting some lucky breaks or whatever the case. A win is a win, and they've been stacking them. I'll give them credit for that. But without Patrick Mahomes, you won't even get no win, period. So the best thing for you to do is sit him. Now, as far as number 1 seed, I'm not sure if they got it locked up. I think Buffalo, if Kansas City lose a couple and Buffalo win out, I think because Buffalo beat Kansas City, they'll have that tie break. Everything will have to go through Buffalo.
Well, but because Buffalo is 11-3 right now. So Kansas City 13-1. So that's the only reason why Kansas City had that number 1 seed.
Right. I'm just saying, but with 3 games left, if Kansas City fall off and lose,
you're right. Yeah.
And their records end up the same, then Buffalo is going to get that because they won that game. They're going to get that number 1 seed. But I still think that a healthy Patrick Mahomes can go in anybody's house and win. Like I said, he done proved it. So the best thing for y'all to do, in my opinion, and MP's opinion, used to sit Mahomes, let him get healthy. A high ankle sprain ain't nothing to play with. It really ain't, man. And the way your offensive line looks, you need Mahomes as healthy as possible to scramble around because you guys can barely protect him with healthy legs.
Right.
So, you definitely can't have him hobble or else you ain't got a chance. So get him healthy, Kansas City. We'll move on, man. We'll move on. The Miami Dolphins, they took that L to the Houston Texans, man. And I think their playoff hopes are about shot. That's what I think. I think they're done. Yeah. And the Houston Texans just won the AFC South. Yeah. I want your opinion on this one, MP80Baby. Tell me, how far will the Houston Texans go in the playoffs?
As far as CJ Tatum, I believe it starts with him and it ends with him, same way it was last year. This year, he's just going to have to play at a different level. And it all depends on the matchup, too, where they sit at when it all comes and it's said and done. I mean, right now, they in good position, but, it all depends. I mean, you would hate to, right now, if the playoffs started today, they're number 4. So they will be hosting Baltimore. I don't know if that's a team that you want to play, at home or away. So like I said, it just all depends on where they placed these next few games they have. They need to win and try to get ahead of Pittsburgh or try to catch up with Buffalo because they will look great if they could get them a first round bye.
Yeah. I think they may, you're right. They'll go as far as CJ, but they're gonna have some tough matchups, man. Being where they are, they're not gonna get the number 1 seed, because that's gonna either go to Kansas City and Buffalo, and with them only having with that 1 seed only having the only bye, so they're not gonna get that. So they're gonna end up having to play probably the 4 or 5 matchup. And if the 4 or 5 matchup, it's either gonna be Baltimore or Pittsburgh, basically, because one of them are going to win that division and the other one is going to get the wild card. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if they match up well with either one of them. I mean, in that 4 or 5 matchup, you might want to try to get down to that 3 seed so you can get to that 3-6 matchup. You know what I mean? Instead of that 4 or 5 matchup. We'll see, man. Tennessee, the Houston Texans, they got a good team. They were really impressive when they did what they did to the Miami Dolphins. I was shocked. I'm not going to lie to you. I expected Miami to come out playing in that dome and do a little bit better than what they did. And that defense completely shut 2 of them down. 3 interceptions, a couple of them targeted Tyreek Hill. They couldn't do anything in that game, man. Houston's defense looked real good. If they take that defense to the playoffs, you never know. You never know. They do got their boy Nico Collins back. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. We will move on, man, because we had a crazy game between the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Indianapolis Colts did win that game 31-13, but the play of the day or the mistake of the day, I ain't even going to talk about it. Just MP, roll that clip, man. Show them what that
the corner route for the interception.
So here's Richardson, who was just 6 of 17 throwing in the first half. Taylor breaking away. Taylor, touchdown. A 41-yard sprint for Taylor, who was basically untouched.
And then Taylor just winds it back and ends up hitting the crease. But look at the tight ends. Look at Mo Alley Cox. Look at Ogletree. And then somehow Taylor, who had a big workload, his biggest workload of the season last week against New England.
Colts fan, I hope you're sitting down. The Jonathan Taylor touchdown run overturned. Drop the football.
And again, we've seen this happen more than once this year. The player's not breaking the plane of the goal line. The ball comes loose. We see him let it go before it breaks the plane. We have a fumble in the field of play, and we all know now that a fumble in the field of play, rolling through the end zone, out of the end zone, the result is a touchback. We clearly see him dropping the football before it breaks the plane of the goal line.
Gene, just unreal. Remember that Malachi Corley play for the Jets?
Now, Jonathan Taylor drops the ball right before he scores the touchdown. How many times have we seen this in the NFL? Why don't these brothers just hold on to the football, score the touchdown, and you can celebrate all you want to? What is this, MP? Is this the NFL version of the mic? What is this?
Man, I wish I had an answer for you, Mr. GPG. I'm baffled by us even having to continue to talk about that type of mistake, especially in the year 2024. I mean, come on, we're so much more advanced than the old ways, and you still doing things like that. And that just let you know the mindset of the player, right? Because you would think he was more on a veteran IQ, but that just lets you see where his mindset is as a player, where his IQ of the game is. I mean, he's not focused, clearly.
That changed the game. They had the momentum going into that drive. They had momentum. And him scoring that touchdown, it could have completely changed it. This is a battle for a playoff spot. You need to take every single possession seriously. And Jonathan Taylor, who is a great running back, been a great running back for years, and probably is a great man. I don't know him personally, never had a chance to interview him, would love to. But dude, what are you doing, man? I know you've seen many, many clips of players doing the same thing and making this mistake and completely costing their team games. I just can't believe you did that, Jonathan Taylor, man. Now it looks like the Broncos are going to get that playoff spot, and the Colts are going to be watching the playoffs. So, man, can't do that. You said you'll never do it again. I hope I never see you do it again, Jonathan.
Yeah. And that's funny because, like I said, I'm sorry, but the Broncos can clinch with a win this Sunday against the Chargers. So, I mean, all the Broncos got to do is win, like you said.
And when you're in that position where you can control your own destiny, shoot, man, that's all you want. That's all you want. You want to be in the position that you control your own destiny. You win, you're in. You lose, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. We will move on, man. We will move on. The Arizona Cardinals did beat the New England Patriots 30-17. But the game of the weekend, and I know everybody's seen this, and if you didn't, you missed it. The Buffalo Bills beat the Detroit Lions 48-42 in a battle, a shootout. Now, Josh Allen went 23-34 for 362 yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. James Cook had 14 carries for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Jared Goff tried to match him a little bit. He 38 for 59, 494 yards passing, and 5 touchdowns. But the story of the day, I'm going to let MP tell you what happened. Go ahead, MP.
What we talking about, the injury?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Man, Detroit is getting hit with an injury bug. And it's sad. It's sad to see them with this team that they have. And, you know, they take another bad injury like this. I don't know what this is going to do for their playoff picture. This really hurts them very bad. And I would like to see how they're going to come back from this. I mean, oh man, I hate it. I hate it. You know, you already got Hutchinson, you know, trying to come back, and I mean, it's bad for him, man. What you see? You think they can rally?
They lost so many players on the defensive side. Now they're starting to get hit on the offensive side. David Montgomery, that's a big loss. You talking about 12 touchdowns. You talking about, you know, the partner to the Sonic and, you know, Knuckles. You know what I'm saying? That little combination they got. I know Jahmyr Gibbs is a good running back, and I don't doubt that he can hold it down. But when you got both of them, man, you know, you got a 1-2 punch that's probably one of the best in the NFL. I'm just going to be honest with you. And they're a tough team with David Montgomery. They're going to be a tough team without him, but they're starting to take some blows, man. I mean, they gave up 48 points the other day. You know what I'm saying? They're deep starting to take those hits, man. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to withstand these injuries that they're taking, man. I really don't. We'll have to see what they do in the next 3 weeks, man. But they got some battles coming up still. They still got to play Minnesota. And now they're tied for that division. Yep. So Minnesota wins out, and they take an L. Minnesota could take that division. I wish we could, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Dang, Detroit, I hate this for y'all. I'm not going to lie to you.
Will he even be able to come back the same player? I mean, he had an MCL sprain that he having to, you know, have season injury, you know, surgery on. So, I mean, you know, he's a slasher. Will he even be the same player?
That remains to be seen, man. I'm not even sure. We have seen some people come back and try to, you know, be the person and the player that they were before they left, but that's easier said than done, man. You know what I mean? That's going to take a lot of work for David, especially the way he runs. He runs so physical, you know what I mean? And he runs with so much power that it's going to take a lot, you know, and the little cutting that he does. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, I want to beat Detroit, but I don't want to beat them when they're all banged up. I want to beat them because I know we can beat them head up with our boys, you know what I mean? So we'll move on, man. We do got a few more games, man. The Bucks beat the Chargers 40-17 to stay alive in that NFC West, to keep the lead going for them over there. And Philadelphia Eagles beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-13. Now, last week we was on here talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and their passing game and their problems. A.J. Brown talking about Jalen Hurts and the passing game is the problem. And is it all good now? Is it all said and done? Everybody happy in Philly?
I mean, I don't know. Somebody took somebody out for lunch, dinner, or bought some Rolexes or something. I mean, Jalen Hurts just all of a sudden throw 3 touchdown passes, you know what I mean? Just out of nowhere. I mean, so, I mean, they didn't just beat the Steelers. They beat the Steelers. You know, Russell Wilson, for the first time, looked shook. You know, he looked like the Russell Wilson we had become accustomed to. So, you know, I'm kind of nervous for Pittsburgh. Y'all need to get back on, you know, that white or that white horse y'all was riding on and glide on up out of here and do what y'all been doing all season on, because that game there, Philly, they came out and made a statement.
They did. And they didn't even run like they can. Saquon wasn't even a factor, you know what I mean? So, but wow, man, did Philly come out and put a defensive stomp down on them boys, man. I know Pittsburgh, I know what you're going to say. You didn't have your boy Pickens, and you didn't, and I get it. But, you know, this is football. We don't make injury. We don't make excuses. You know, we just have to roll with them. We all have had excuses on our teams. So you just got to roll with this Pickens injury until he comes back. So you cannot use that excuse, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. You're still supposed to have enough to be competitive. And then that game the other day, y'all just wasn't. I mean, I don't know what was going on. My man Russell Wilson pitched the ball back to Najee Harris, and it hits him right in the stomach, and he just drops it, man. I was like, what's going on with Najee, man? Are you serious right now? So, and I'm gonna tell you something, MP. If T.J. Watt is hurt and missed some time,
ooh, that's gonna be the kicker right there. Now, if that happens, yeah, buddy, that's a different Pittsburgh.
Hey, you better hope T.J. Watt is not out for no extended period of time, because we ain't got it right now, but we could definitely get it. We got the record of when TJ Watt plays and when he doesn't. We know what y'all are when he plays, but we also know what y'all are when he don't play. And you can't afford to lose TJ Watt. I don't care how good your defense is playing. So, congratulations, Philadelphia, on a big win. Pittsburgh, get back in the winning column, man. I expect y'all to rebound this weekend, man.
Another thing about Pittsburgh, they definitely look different without Pickens. That's one thing I wanted to speak on. They didn't have they wide receiver George Pickens with their hamstring. They looked kind of one-dimensional out there. I mean, it was looking crazy out there. So they definitely can't afford to lose nobody on the defense, let alone their number one guy, so they need to get all their guys back because Watt, he walked folks down. So yeah, they said the X-rays was negative though, but they optimistic that he might play this next game, this big game against the Ravens.
Yeah, man, you're gonna need TJ Watt, man, to play against Lamar Jackson, man. I mean, I know what Pittsburgh did to him a couple weeks ago, and I seen the game, but TJ Watt was in that game too, causing havoc coming around that edge, man. And so without him, if you make it just a little bit more comfortable for Lamar Jackson, that's all he needs. You know what I'm saying? It's just that little bit more comfort. So, TJ, I hope you're on the field, man, because I want to see a competitive game this weekend, man. We did have a couple more games this weekend. Monday night games was a doubleheader. We will start off with the Vikings against the Chicago Squares. They beat them 30-12. I ain't gonna talk too much about that game. Justin Jefferson them did what they supposed to do. Shout out to Randy Moss. Randy Moss, please, we are praying for you on this show, man. We are praying for you, man, to bounce back from this cancer. It's sad. MP, what you think, man?
Man, this is the cancer, man. It's taking us out young. It's just taking folks out so young, and I hate to see one of the greatest have to have this type of battle, especially so early, man, so early. So, like I said, man, prayers up to Randy Moss, man. We hoping for a speedy recovery and all goes well. This cancer go in remission, and you be back doing your thing. We'll be watching you on TV again.
Absolutely, man. I got nothing but love for you, Randy Moss. Even though you was a Minnesota Viking, you started your career and you torched us your whole career, I still ain't got nothing but love for you, my brother. And I want you to battle back and make a full, speedy recovery from this cancer, man. For real. Chicago Squares. Anyway, we did have another game. The Atlanta Falcons.
Yes,
your Atlanta Falcons. Y'all bounced back, man, and got a big win against the Raiders, 15-9, man. How happy are you about that win?
Man, it was an ugly win, man. It was an ugly win. I mean, a dub was a dub, but against the Las Vegas Raiders, who looked like they was trying to tank anyway, and against Desmond Ridder, I mean, we should have did a lot more. I was expecting Kurt, to do way more. I mean, we can't win, and he's only attempting, well, not even attempting, but completing 11 passes on 17 attempts. That means something's going on in camp. I don't know he threw a touchdown, interception in 5 straight games now. So I don't know if, the offensive coordinator is not trusting Kurt as much. I mean, it's a lot of talk about Penix again coming in. Well, but, I feel like we need to ride Kurt on out. We started with him. We're going to end with him. It's week 16. No rookie going to come in and do anything right now, especially where we at in the season. So I want Kurt to get back to doing what he's supposed to do. You said earlier in the year that when good Kurt give you good Kurt, it's all well, but when bad Kurt, this is what you get. So I'm just hoping this is a slump and he can get his way right up out of there. But it was a win. I'm going to take it, but it was an ugly win.
But like you said, a win is a win. And that's what you got to stack in this league. You got to stack W's. Kirk Cousins, man, I don't know what's going on. You're a better player than what you've been playing. But then what you've been showing lately, it's been pretty bad, man. I don't know if you're just not looking at the defense. I don't know if you're hurt. I don't know, what's going on with you. But it kind of looked like the coach stopped calling passing plays too at the game and just start running the ball, man, because he didn't trust Kurt the game, man. So I was a little surprised by that, being that, I mean, this was still a one-score game. Raiders threw a Hail Mary, at the end and could have completed it, man. And, and that's the last thing you want to do is lose like that to the Raiders. You need to be
if you got a quarterback that on first down, they ran the ball every time except for one time. And the one time they passed it, he threw an interception.
I know.
I'm gonna leave it there because we getting down to our 5-minute mark on this take. So, I definitely want to rip you Falcons. I want to extend this so I can rip you some more, but defense did what they're supposed to do. That balance got to be there. So, other than that, man, we still behind Tampa Bay. We need Tampa Bay. We need help from Tampa Bay. We gotta win out, and we need Tampa Bay to lose one. But before we get up out of here today, I wanted to ask you a couple questions switch gears to the NBA.
Let's do it.
There's been a lot of talk about LeBron trying to get over to Golden State. Do you think LeBron deserved to play with Curry?
No. I do not. I do not think he deserved to play with Curry. I think LeBron needs to stay his butt right where he is, deal with the mess that he helped create, and deal with it, man. Fix it, figure it out. But you can't keep running, and you can't run to Golden State and try to latch on to Steph and try to get a championship. So, no, I do not. I think LeBron should stay his butt right in L.A., right where he deserved to be. That's what you wanted, stay there.
If he do go, if he somehow, some way, miracle, he gets over there and he do get another championship, do you think that hurts his legacy or make his legacy even greater from going from team to team to team and being able to win a championship?
It hurts. This doesn't help him. How you can't go and team with Steph Curry and win a championship and then say that this helps your legacy? You can't keep doing that, man. I mean, you already took a hit early in your career when you went to Miami and teamed up with Bosh and Wade to get them championships. So now you want to go and team up with Draymond and Steph and Kuminga and them boys out there? No. You need to just stay right there, figure it out, and try to win a championship in LA, LeBron.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. You know how I feel about the LeBron and MJ legacy anyway. So I definitely say if he go to Golden State, you can scratch anything about him being close to Jordan. And I mean that.
Yeah.
And I got one more question for you before we get out of here.
Yes, sir.
So we got Shedeur Sanders. He's on the high pick of quarterbacks coming out with Cam looking good as well. Should Deion Sanders be happy if the Las Vegas Raiders select his son?
Yeah, because you want your son to get drafted. You want your son's career to take off, and the Raiders need a quarterback bad, but I'm a little worried if he go to the Raiders, man. That organization ain't been nothing in years, man. They haven't been able to pull anybody over there and make it work. Everybody that's went over there has been ready to leave, just playing 17 games and out the door, yeah, I guess you'll be happy. You can always be happy as a parent, for your kid, but do I want him to go to the Raiders? No.
He need to do what Archie Manning did for Eli.
Right.
Trade immediately. And I got one more for you before we get out of here. Travis Hunter, where do you think he should land in the draft? Top 5, top 10.
I'll probably say top 10.
Top 10.
I'll say top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah. Okay. I think that them teams, Chicago, Carolina, and New York, and them teams right there, man, they don't need him right now, man. They need linemen. They need other things. You know what I mean? They don't need Travis Hunter. They need help everywhere. Yeah. And Travis Hunter, they don't even know. I don't even know what side of the ball is he playing on, MP.
Well, he's gonna be a wide receiver, but I think who knows? Who knows? So, I mean, the kid did just rack up all those awards. So, I mean, I can see him going top 5. I can definitely see him going top 5. But that's going to be all the time we have, folks, on this segment. We appreciate y'all watching and enjoying this with us, man. Give us, y'all take, comment and let us know what y'all think and whatnot. But until then, that's y'all host over there, Mr. GPG.
And that's your host right there, Mr. MP80Baby.
And this is
our take on sports.
Bye, bye, bye. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is ours. Out on the field, the ball on courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on sports.